Hello everyone, welcome to Mathematics with Mr. Kumalo. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I drop the next video. In this video, we are looking at addition and subtraction of numbers using the column method. Without wasting time, let's take a look. Which is our addition sum, we have the number 59,638 plus 87,921. And for our subtraction example, we have 95,321 minus 542. Now, before we go into it, we need to understand the concept of place value. So, what is place value? Place value tells us the position of a digit or a specific number. Okay, so it tells us, does this number represent units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, or even millions, and so on. If you look at my first number, 59,638, I've written the place value of the numbers on top. So the 8 would represent units, the 3 would represent tens, the 6 hundreds, 9,000s, and the 5 10,000s. So the place value tells us the position of the number. Now here again as an example, the 9 represents thousands, but the value of this specific digit would be 9,000. Okay, so now why is place value also important? It is important because when we are doing our column method, we want to make sure that we write each number under the correct place value. Okay, now let's take a look at our first example. We have 59,638 plus, you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits, and over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. So we don't need to worry too much when we write our numbers because we can see that we have the same number of digits. But we do also have to write the numbers underneath the correct place value. So we are going to go and write the 8 underneath 10,000, the 7 underneath thousands, the 9 underneath hundreds, and the 2 underneath our tens, and the 1 underneath our units. So you need to make sure that you write every number underneath the correct place value. Now, starting from right and going to the left hand side, we can begin to apply our operation. So 8 plus 1 gives us 9, 3 plus 2 gives us 5, and now 6 plus 9 gives us 15. So 6 plus 9 gives us 15. So now we're going to write down the 5 and carry over the 1. So you write down the 5 and carry over the 1 to the next number. So here we have 1 plus 9, which is 10. 10 plus 7 gives us 17. So now we have 1 plus 9 plus 7, which gives us 17. Now we write down the 7 and carry over the 1. So now we have 1 plus 5, which gives us 6, and then we have 6 plus 8, which gives us 14. And we write every number underneath the correct place value. So that means 59,638 plus 87,921 gives us 147,559. Now, looking at our second problem, here we begin to understand further why place value is very important. Because now here we can see that in the first number we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits, but in the second number we have 1, 2, 3 digits. So we need to make sure that when we apply our column method, we write every number underneath the correct place value. So now, you can't go and write the number as 542 like this because then your answer is going to be wrong. And why is your number going to, or your answer going to be wrong? It is because you have written the number 5, 4, and 2 underneath the correct place value. Here we said the 9 represents 10,000s, but here the 5 represents hundreds. So we need to make sure we write hundreds underneath hundreds, tens underneath tens, and units underneath units so that we can get to the correct answer. So if we have to write this correctly, then that means our 5 will go underneath the 3 because the 3 represents hundreds, our 4 underneath the tens, and then we are going to write the 2 underneath the 1. And the other open spaces basically just represent 0. You may add your zeros if you want to, and you can begin applying your operation. Now we can go ahead and begin subtraction. Now 1 minus 2. We can see that the top number is smaller than the bottom number, so we need to go and borrow. So if we come over here, the 2 becomes a 1 and the 1 becomes 11. So we borrowed 1 from the 2. So now 11 minus 2 gives us 9. Again, we need to say 1 minus 4, but we can see 1 is smaller than 4, so we need to go next door again and we need to borrow. So the 3 becomes a 2 and the 1 becomes 11. So 11 minus 4 gives us 7. Again, looking at our top number, we can see that it's smaller than the bottom number, so we need to go next door and borrow. So the 5 becomes a 4 and the 2 becomes a 12. Now we can say 12 minus 5 gives us 7. 4 minus 0 gives us 4, and 9 minus 0 gives us 9. So that means 95,321 minus 542 gives us 94,779. So it is very important that before you start with your calculation, that you write the numbers underneath the correct place value. Now, to further explain the concept of borrowing, remember here we said the 1 represents units, the 2 represents tens, the 3 represents hundreds, and the 5 represents thousands, and the 9 represents 10,000s. So we have 1 unit, we have 2 tens, 2 tens is equals to 20. We have 3 hundreds, that is 300, and we have 5,000s. So when we borrow 1 from here, we are in actual fact borrowing tens, or we are borrowing 1 10, okay? So now that is why we sketch out the 2 and we are left with 1 10, and then we give the other 10 to this one. So 10 plus the 1 that we had over here gives us 11, and then we can go and say 11 minus 2. And so it goes on. If you take a look here, we had to borrow 1 from the 3, but by 1 we mean 100, because the place value of this specific digit is 100. So we give 1 of the hundreds to the 1 that is over here, so that we can be able to subtract. So what does the 11 over there stand for? It stands for 11 tens. What is 11 tens? It's 110. And then we are able to subtract 4 tens, and that is why we are getting 7 tens. So that is the concept of place value and the idea of borrowing. So when you borrow from the tens, you actually borrowing 110, and when you borrow from the hundreds, you basically borrowing 100, and when you borrow from the thousands, you basically borrowing 1000, and so on. Now, in the first addition problem, we have 7,354 plus 394. Now, we need to make sure that we write everything underneath the correct place value. So we have 7,354 plus 394. So we need to make sure that we write the 3 underneath the correct place value. So we need to write the 3 underneath the 3 because both of them represent hundreds. We can see that the first number has 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, and the second one has 1, 2, 3 digits. So we need to make sure that everything is written underneath the correct place value. So I'm going to go and write the 3 underneath the 3, and then we're going to have the 9 and the 4 over here. Now we can apply our operation. 4 plus 4 gives me 8, 5 plus 9 gives me 14, write down the 4, carry over the 1. 1 plus 3 gives me 4, 4 plus 3 gives me 7, and here we have 7 plus 0, which gives me 7. So that means 7,354 plus 384 gives me 7,748. Looking at the next one, we have 7,038 minus 5,628. So we can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 digits over here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 digits over here. So we just need to go and write the numbers underneath each other. So we have 7,038 minus 5,628. Now we can go ahead and begin with our subtraction. So we have 8 minus 8, which gives us 0. 3 minus 2 gives us 1. Now over here we can see we have a 0 minus 6. So the digit on top is smaller than the digit on the bottom. So we need to go and borrow. So the 7 becomes a 6. And here now we have a 10. Then we can go ahead and say 10 minus 6 gives us 4. 6 minus 5 gives us 1. So that means 7,038 minus 5,628 gives us 1,410. We have come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share and comment down below what you think and what you think the next video should be all about. Remember, practice makes improvement.